What's in there?
Yeah. This lighting good for you?
Okay, I looked directly into it. I don't think we should.
Yeah. That's probably.
Are we live?
Oh, it's on already?
I think so. Hello?
Yeah, say live. You press the button already.
Oh, I look nice. I look this light.
This lighting is
like
good,
it's
right?
bronzy. Like I don't have no makeup on.
I don't either, but that's why I chose this lighting because we don't have no makeup on. This is I forget, it's like the nighttime.
It's like
yes, it's soft. It's the warm.
Yeah, it's not like.
It's the warm, you see you got the
yeah, like the
mix.
two.
Yeah, so
where's
this
people's at? Oh, we got a viewer.
Oh, we do? Oh, hey, baby.
Hi, viewer. Hi, Miss Ida. How you doing? We getting ready to talk about some porosity.
So we are here, and as promised, we are trying to give you guys at least one a month alive with your Q&As.
Hey, Teresa.
All of that good stuff. So we trying to just really stay on top of that. And our topic for today is hair porosity. So we're gonna wait and try to get some more people to kind of jump on before we kind of get started. But get your questions together because we want to answer all of your questions on hair porosity, products, what products you should be using, how to test for your porosity, all of that good stuff.
Something here real quick.
What?
We not doing no voodoo or nothing. It look like we not doing no. We got water and stuff, but it's not on this segment.
Where are your eyeglasses? I know. I know. I forgot them. And so if you see me squinting just a little bit,
you did squint. I saw.
That's what you saw. That's probably why.
I squint all the time. I'm supposed to wear glasses, but I don't.
I forgot them, and I know I need them. And yeah, it's bad, but. Thank you for reminding me.
Peoples, hey peoples, I can't even see everybody. Say hi or something, y'all. I can't see everybody popping up. All right, well, we might as well just go ahead and get this party started. We got viewers and such, you know.
They love us.
We're loved. Hello.
Love us.
Hi, the dynamic duo. CeCe trying to be a part of the team redhead now. She got the red braids.
I just was like, let me go ahead.
So, yes, welcome to the show, the Blue Sage Show with CeCe and Miriah. We're here this month. Last month was some situations happened. CeCe had to go. I tried to do the best I could by myself. But clearly, I need a partner on board on the live because y'all didn't really like what I was saying by myself. Which is fine. It's cool. It's cool. So now we're going to be talking about porosity this month. Mm-hmm. What is porosity?
Why is it important?
What is porosity? Let's start with that. What is porosity? Porosity is the hair's ability to absorb moisture.
Love the sound. You gotta love the sound effects, right?
Hair's ability to absorb moisture. Why is that important, CeCe? Why is
that? I think that it's extremely important because we have clients always ask, what are the best products for my hair? What should I be using in my hair? And you have people always like, I'm in a beauty supply store, I don't know what to use. I've been watching all these
a whole YouTube first month's check
videos and
everything.
They went out and bought all of the products that was
half
in
the
this
stuff they use, they can't use it.
And you want to know why? Those products are overwhelming when you go to the store or when you go to buy all of these videos that you see everybody else using. Is because it's not going to work if your porosity is not the same as that person. You need to buy products based on your hair's porosity. So once you know that, that takes half of the battle out of picking the products for your hair and building a hair routine that you can stick with and that you can actually see results with. Because if you're just using product because it smells great, or if you like me, I'm a sucker for packaging. If the packaging is dope, if it's pretty. Like if the packaging is pretty and it looks good,
I want to smell like a cupcake.
And it smells good, I'll buy it.
Doused in glitter, unicorn glitter. I want to be like, oh my god, you smell like a pastry. Thank you.
Right, but if it's not for your hair porosity, it's just going to smell good. It's not going to do anything for you. So that's why we're going to be talking about porosity today. So we can help you find products that work for you.
What that also will help you do is to realize you don't need 45 products in your hair to achieve a look like so. Like, this is a twist out. I use 3 things. That's it. Minus the shampoo. That's 3 things. That's all you need.
And then for protective styles like this, what products should you be using during the month and a half to 2 months that you have something like this in, so that your hair is not drying out, so that you're not having like a ton of buildup in your hair
or breakage from not having enough products.
Exactly. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. So like I said, get your products ready, because I know a lot of people always ask, what's the first question? Well, how do I know what's my porosity? That's always the first question. How do I tell?
We're actually going to show you a test that you can either do at home or one of us can do here at the salon to show you what your porosity is. There's 2 ways of doing it, but we're going to actually just show you one way, and we're just going to talk about both, but we're going to show you one way. I had sacrificed...
It's actually 3.
Is it 3?
We got 3. I found 3.
Okay, well, it's 3.
We'll talk about 2, show you 1.
Show you 1, but it's 3. And I sacrificed some of my own tresses.
We're going to be using some curly, pretty red hair
to
do a porosity test.
I know I'm kind of like normal to a little bit high just because I have color treated hair, but we're gonna get to all of that good stuff. So let's get this show on the road. Boom. So the characteristics of low porosity hair.
Okay. All right. So you have 3 types of porosity. You can either have low porosity, high porosity, or normal porosity. Normal porosity is like the sweet spot. That's where pretty much everybody wants to be, because you can go in the stores and get all of the smelling products and use pretty much whatever you want, because your hair is in that sweet spot. That's the goal. Now, if you've been doing anything to your hair, then it's not really, you can't really have it. I just put it like that. It's hard to have normal porosity hair. If you have color, if you've been using any type of heat styling, if you like to change your hair up all the time like I do, it's really hard to have normal porosity hair. Would you agree?
Yeah, and I also say that low porosity hair, in my experience, tends to be the hair that's more tightly coiled than textures like this. Although this is a twist out, this twist out that I did, I only put like 4 twists in my hair, is pretty similar to my natural curl pattern. I always find my clients who have like that 4C. One of my clients, Leticia, I don't know if she watching this, she called it 4Z. She gets on my nerves, but yeah.
Oh, because the curls is like...
No, she called it 4Z because it's just that tight. She like, hey, it's beyond, it skipped from C all the way to Z, 4Z hair. Okay. But that tends to be the people who have like that hair that doesn't really absorb the moisture. Like if I wash their hair, the hair is just like running down their face. The water is running down their face. It takes a lot for me to really moisturize their strands. And that's really what low porosity hair is. Like your hair is going to have a hard time retaining the water, even water. Because if you think about the cuticle of your hair shaft, it's like a shingle roof. So the cuticles are like this. So low porosity, it's the shingles, if you want to call it, on the roof is tight like this. Normal porosity is kind of open a little bit so that it can absorb and welcome in whatever water or moisture you're trying to put in. And the high porosity hair is like boom, but that's also not good because it's taking you forever to dry. Your hair, it feel gummy when product is in it because it's just all, and you kind of want to be. It's honestly better to be either at normal or even low, because low is stuff you can do. With that high porosity, that means you're going to have to come in and get a realignment treatment because your cuticle is open.
It's always open.
Wide open.
It'll absorb all of the water,
but it don't let it go.
But it lets it all out at the same time because of the holes and the cracks that you have in the cuticle. So some characteristics. You say, okay, well, I don't know what my porosity is. Some characteristics of low porosity is just that natural oils don't really absorb and penetrate. It sits on the surface layer of the hair, which means that you get product buildup really fast and really easily. So you need to clarify your hair a lot more often than you would high porosity hair. And it takes a long time for the hair to dry. The water is just rolling off, and it just feels like it's always damp and it's always wet for low porosity hair. So with that, you kind of have to figure out ways to counteract those different things. Because the oils don't penetrate the way that we would like them to, that's when you incorporate our wonderful steam treatments to help penetrate and actually to help get through those shingles of cuticle layers that Miriah was talking about, where so they can actually penetrate through and not just sit on the top. Because a lot of people will think, oh well, my hair feels really moisturized. I can feel the oil. I can feel the moisture. You don't. It's not, because it's actually just sitting on the top. It didn't actually penetrate.
Wait an hour or so,
and it's still just sitting there.
Still feel that way.
Yeah. And you just feel it's on your hands. It's on your pillowcases.
And then I've also noticed what sometimes people will do. They'll say, I have low porosity hair. I say, why do you say that? Because I always feel moisture on my hair. It's not going in. Have you tried to do a cleanse on your hair? Because sometimes it's not the fact that you have low porosity hair, but it's the fact that you have so much from the people who are the product junkies who use multiple products. It's so much, and you putting waxes and all of that stuff in your hair. That product is going to sit on top, because it's no way for it to get inside of the cuticle. You're using products with silicones and parabens and all of that stuff. That's not good for your hair. So I would say, before you even try to say you have low porosity hair, try to do like a rinse or a cleanse with the apple cider vinegar. CeCe was telling me, I didn't even know you could do this with baking soda. Same principle, to do a rinse to kind of cleanse that hair. Then that's when you can go do your porosity check and say, okay, I definitely have this, because then you'll really be able to see what the hair is doing. Because if it's a waxy product you're using, wax, water and oil don't mix, so it's going to sit on top. It's going to beat up.
Yeah. The baking soda is really good because the baking soda is alkaline. So the baking soda will actually temporarily open the cuticle, so you can do a really good deep cleanse. And so then when you actually go to use your oils, instead of sitting on the surface, it'll actually go and penetrate in just a little bit more. So how do they do the baking soda? So with the baking soda, you add a little bit to your shampoo.
Oh, no mixing or nothing involved?
No, you mix it into your shampoo.
Like no water or nothing? Or you just mix it in?
Yeah, you add, just sprinkle a little baking soda into your shampoo. So instead of like just squeezing it out straight from the bottle, put the shampoo in like a bowl. Add this baking soda to it, mix it together, and then shampoo your hair that way. And that'll help. That'll definitely help. And they'll give you a nice squeaky clean cleanse, so that way you're using it as a clarifier. So then that way, then especially if you buy new products, that's a good way to start to see if those new products are really working, if you're using it on a nice clean surface without everything else on there, without your cuticles and your hair follicles really being clogged, so that you can kind of start testing and using it for a little while.
Does that need to sit on, or just shampoo as normal? Yeah,
you just shampoo as normal. Because all it does is alkaline, so it temporarily opens the cuticle just a little bit, so whatever you're going to be using is not sitting on the surface. So it works a little bit more than the cleanse, because with the rinse, you just kind of spraying it on and using it to remove anything that you have built up on the hair. So just doing those things, especially if you're going to do like a steam treatment after you do the baking soda rinse or the apple cider vinegar. It'll help penetrate whatever product you're going to be using. If you're going to be doing a deep conditioner, if you're going to be using your oils, anything like that. So you just kind of take those things into consideration.
And then you want to make sure, like I know all my natural people, all the YouTube, what the guy said, the class we went to, the YouTube University people, they're like, well, don't shampoo my hair in warm water. You actually need warm water. Warm water, I don't know, we all clean our bathrooms and kitchens. Have you ever tried to clean grime and stuff off your kitchen floor with cold water? You need warm water to remove that. You can then follow up, like I normally follow up with my conditioner when I'm rinsing that out with cool water to seal it back up. But you want that warm water to, again, like she said, which will help with the baking soda rinse if you do that, or the apple cider vinegar rinse. You could dilute apple cider vinegar with a little water, spray it in before you shampoo, because I don't think you want to do apple cider vinegar after you shampoo, because your hair gonna smell like a foot. I mean, it has great benefits, but we just gonna keep it real. Apple cider vinegar,
it stinks.
It smells like a foot. But do that before shampoo.
You have to add some lavender in there.
A little essential. That's not even talking about that.
Anyway.
But yes, so low porosity hair, and we're not saying this to say that it's good or bad to have normal or high or low. It's just we're giving you pointers so that you can deal with what you have and get the results that you want with whatever style you want. Because there have been so many times I've had clients sit in my chair and they're looking at my hair. I want it to look like that, but you don't have my texture. You don't have my porosity. It's just you have to do with what works for your hair. So we're giving you a little tips so that you can get the achieved look for your desired texture, your desired porosity.
Just knowing what it is that you need to do makes you building your roadmap a little bit easier. So you know which ways to follow. And that way, when you walking up and down aisles, when you asking for product recommendations, and people are quick to say, "Oh, use this. I use this," or such uses that. You know, you can pick up a bottle, actually turn and read the ingredients on the back of the bottle, and understand whether or not this is going to be for you or not. If you know that you have low porosity hair, then you know that the heavy oils and creams and things like that aren't necessarily going to work for you. So you can kind of look at that when you are feeling and looking at different products. If you see it as like a heavy, thick custards, when you see things that are like custards or heavy creams, if you have low porosity hair, you can know, you know what, I'm going to set this aside. This is not for me because it's too heavy. If you are trying to figure out, okay, I need to moisturize my hair, what should I be using? There's so many different oils. I don't know which ones I should be using. Well, you should be using all lighter oils. So when I say lighter oils, you should be using like jojoba oil. It's a really light oil that moisturizes and doesn't sit on the surface. It's not heavy. Grapeseed oil is really great. Argan oil,
I love argan oil.
Sweet almond oil. Everybody loves like castor oils and things like that, but if you have a low porosity hair, castor oil is too heavy. It's just going to sit and it's not going to penetrate, and it's going to weigh your hair down in some circumstances. So just kind of be careful. Everybody loves coconut oil and everybody loves.
But you know what I find with coconut oil? Coconut oil, the same exact thing that it does in a jar, it's going to do that in your hair. So if you are going to use coconut oil, is kind of a lighter oil, but if you're going to do it, I would suggest to do coconut oil in the summer as opposed to the winter. Because just like in the jar, 76 below 76 degrees, it's going to solidify. Above it, it's going to melt. So I've heard clients say, well, I use coconut oil and my hair feels hard. It's not that it's hard in your hair, that it's drying it out. It's literally solidifying because it's cold outside and your hair creating a cast. So be hesitant when using coconut oil in the winter. I would use it if you're gonna use it, if you like how it feels, because I've used it in my hair. Use it in the summer, so at least it's always a little warm, because otherwise your hair looks like it's going to cast on it.
All right, so let's talk about products to avoid if you have low porosity hair. Protein-filled products. You want to avoid all of the products. So you see anything that says on the packaging, when you read the packaging, it's like strengthening,
amino
acid. If it's for reconstruction, if you see those buzzwords, reconstruction, building, strengthening, those are all buzzwords for protein. You kind of want to stay away from all of the protein products for low porosity hair.
Not saying you can't add in protein, because we have protein treatments here at the salon, but to have a product that you're constantly putting in your hair that's protein rich is actually not good for your low porosity hair, because like we said before, it's already the cuticle's already closed like this. So protein is doing something that's going to strengthen your hair. So it's strong. You're adding strength to something that's already doesn't need to be strengthened. It's already tight. So it's gonna break. It's like two negatives make positive. It's gonna break your hair off. Literally. I had a client one time, and her hair, she was a YouTube University master's degree. Sometimes I was like, well, you go ahead and do what you need. But she was using protein rich stuff. I'm like, you need to stop using the protein rich stuff, because your hair, literally, I was combing her hair and it was just like breaking off in my hands.
Right.
So I had to get her on a steam treatment, hot oil treatments to kind of rebuild that. It was it's better now. Right. She's good now.
So a lot of times people are like, people think I always just make it stronger, but heavy protein rich conditioners, if you're trying to wear curls like this, and then you put a heavy protein-rich conditioner in your hair, it's going to be so heavy, and it's not going to have a movement, and it's not going to give you what it is that you're looking for. It's just going to be weighted. It's just going to be weighted down if you have low porosity hair. So you want to avoid silicones, because again,
you want to avoid silicones
with everybody.
Low, high,
with everybody,
scalp, whatever. I don't use silicone. Is what they put in breast implants, and we don't need to fill up our hair like that. It's going to block your hair. It's going to suffocate the cuticle, suffocate your follicles. No, so that also means that you need to make sure you're either using professional quality or salon quality, I should say, products. If you can't, don't get me wrong, I like all the organic and natural lines, but for then they typically don't have silicones and parabens. They advertise that. But for all the people I know who like to use the Pantenes and the Tresses, don't, unless you shampoo in some bundles.
Right.
Bundles like silicone, because that's not your hair. That's somebody in India's hair. We don't want to put that in our hair, because then we use it on the Indian hair. It's all silky and shiny because the silicone and filled up all the. Don't put that in your hair. It's too heavy. It's going to be bad. And then your hair will be as if it's low porosity, because it's going to. Your product is just going to beat up on
It's just blocking all of the moisture, and all the oil, all the moisture is just going to be sitting on top. So it's giving you a false security.
It's going to look shiny.
It's giving you a false security.
You heat that silicone up, it's heating plastic up.
Right.
Basically putting in your hair. We don't like plastic hair. We want rubber.
Right. So those are the things to avoid: silicone, protein-rich conditioners, protein-rich styling products, and heavy oils. You want your light oils. So that is for your low porosity hair. So you know kind of what you're looking for when you go to the stores, or when you're looking for product recommendations, and somebody gives you a weak recommendation, and you can be like, thank you, but no thank you.
That's not for my hair.
That's not for me. All right. So then the high porosity hair, which a lot of people have high porosity because we love doing stuff to our hair. We love color. We like to straighten the hair and then get the curls back in. I like to go between both. I straighten it out, and then I'll go and wet it back up and get, wanting to curl back up. And at the same time, I get heat damage. So then we got to worry about that as well. And that all goes with having high porosity hair. If you like heat, if you like to switch up between the two, if you like, if you wear relaxers, if you like to have color, then you're most likely gonna have high porosity hair. So characteristics of high porosity hair: curls dry super quickly, often frizzy, looks dry and dull at times, and requires more product. So those are like basic characteristics of high porosity hair, and those are like pretty much the protein is your best friend, because we need to fill in and seal all of the holes and all the cracks and gaps. And
that would be a day if you had a high porosity client that they come in for a Proplex treatment and a realignment. Because you want the Proplex to fill up the holes with the amino acids and the protein treatment, the Proplex, and then you want the realignment to seal the cuticle and lock in that moisture. So I'm pretty sure, I'm thinking that I probably have like high porosity, but it's closer to normal. Like it's like right at the edge of normal, but it's like a little high.
And that's only because of the color.
Yeah, I'm always gonna have high porosity then, because I'm never not having color. My hair. Look at that. Do you see that? It look like a closure.
You know what?
That's a mess.
Cut it.
We're gonna get some roots done. That's another segment. I'm gonna have a talk about that at the staff meeting, because they got me out here looking like this.
We don't have you anything. It's nothing wrong with your hair.
You like me looking like that?
It's ombre.
No, ombre need another transition color. This is black and red. Anyway, back on high porosity. It's just nasty.
All right. So we're actually going to start your test. So we're going to actually do a strand test for Miriah's hair, so that we can demonstrate how you can tell at home one of the ways, and it has to sit for 3 minutes. So we'll do that and then talk about the other 2 ways to tell your porosity. So we have
a little fish bowl.
We have a fish bowl of room temperature water, regular tap water. That's all you need.
And I went ahead earlier and
and we took
did our little snip.
We just took a couple pieces of hair,
ripped it from the scalp, caused a little hair damage.
Of hair, and we're actually just going to take the hair, that nice red hair. We're going to take the hair, and we're just going to sit it in the water.
In the water. Don't push it down. Just sit it.
Let
on
it
top.
do what it's going to do on its own.
It's in there. It's in there now. You see that hair in there?
And we're going to let that sit for about 3 minutes.
I'm going to sit it over here.
So we'll let that sit. And what this does is this is called the float test. So with the float test, you basically want to see if the hair stays and floats on the top, or if it goes to the middle, or if it goes and sinks to the bottom. If the hair sinks to the bottom, then it means you have high porosity hair. If it sinks to the bottom, that means that because the hair has holes and cuticles, it absorbed all of the water and is right at the bottom, like a sinking weight. That's why it's down the bottom. If it floats in the middle, again, that's that sweet spot. That means you have that normal porosity hair and you good to go. And if it stays on the top, that means you have low porosity hair. If it's floating and staying on the top of the water, that means because the cuticle, everything is so tight that nothing, no water, no moisture or anything is actually getting in, and no moisture is getting into it. So that's why it's just floating and sitting on top. So we will see what her hair will do in about 3 minutes or so. Now, there are 2 other tests. So if you don't want to take hair and put it in water, then you can do the spray bottle test. So you will basically take hair, you would take like a strand like this here, just like a section, and take water and spray it till it's like completely saturated. And then you want to see whether or not the hair just like sits and beads up on the hair.
That's again the low porosity.
Low porosity. Again, is not absorbing and accepting the moisture that you are trying to offer.
Same thing. If it absorbs over time, that's the normal.
Right.
And then if it just takes up all the water and it's just dripping, soaking.
Right. Then you have high porosity hair. So that's an easy way to do it as well. And then you'll kind of know too, because that's the way your product usually works too. If you have product and you're trying to put product in and you feel like, oh my God, I just put this conditioner in, or I just
see, my hair normally, when I'm doing my little, it takes it nicely. It's not like it's juicy, but it's always like
just glides right on. Yeah, so you might be good.
I might be normal. I don't know, but probably that mean I'm normally probably like low porosity or something like you. I can't look at that. That is just nasty. I just can't. I gotta hold my hair like that.
And then your last test, which is the slip and slide test.
That is a new one for me. You gonna have to like it.
It's not. You know what?
Like
we did this in school. I think they just kind of have like a different name, where you take the strand and you take it and you go up and down the hair shaft. And if
the cuticle test.
Right. If it's bumpy, and you want to see if it's bumpy or if it's smooth. Now, if it's bumpy, that means you have high porosity hair. That's basically the cuticles is open,
all the way
and you
open.
can feel
now
all the texture.
With the sister locks. Now, I hope nobody who in the sister lock thing is listening to this. I'm not gonna tell them all the details, but I will say when they do test for that, they say it's either rough or smooth. So if your cuticle is rough, that's a plus for you getting sister locks. Meaning that's porosity. If your cuticle is rough, if you take it and it sounds like it feels like it's going like that, like all bumpy, gritty, that's a good, because then that means because of its high porosity or its rough cuticle, then when you lock the hair, it's going to lock because all the little cuticles is lifted up. If it's smooth,
but that makes a lot of sense.
It's not gonna. It's not saying it can't lock, but it's gonna be it's gonna take your hair a little longer to mature with the system.
See, I'm not a sister lock tech, but that make a lot of sense, because normally when you have high porosity hair, and a lot of times your hair might be a little bit damaged, your hair tends to tangle up extremely fast and easy. So if it is lumpy and bumpy, when you feel the texture, it's gonna tangle a lot faster. And you know, you don't want you don't want tangles. You want to keep that from, you want to use the tanglers and things like that to keep it from tangling up. So if you have that type of texture, then it would make sense that sister locks will be absolutely perfect for you, because it's just going to go ahead and lock up just that easy. So if you feel the texture of your hair and you're going up and down the strands and it's smooth, then that means you have low porosity hair. So it would be a little bit harder for your hair to actually lock up and tangle, which means you have less tangling issues, which is everybody loves that if you're not going through that process.
Oh, hey, Miss Waco. My mom's gonna send your oil soon. She was sick for the past couple weeks, so she gonna send your oil. Sit on my dad's dresser. That's my brother's mom. But yeah, that's
so those are your 3 tests. So get a strand of hair and do a float test at home, or spray it down with some water and see how it absorbs, and so that you can kind of figure out what your porosity is. That's the first step to, you know, taking hold and being able to manage your hair texture in its natural state.
And another thing I will say, I don't know if we mentioned it, no, we didn't. A way to, and this is really for all hair types, it's just a matter of finding your porosity so you can know which products work with this method. A method that I swear by, I live by when it comes to moisturizing my hair for my wash and goes twist outs is the LOC method. LOC standing for liquid, oil, and cream. So your liquid can be water, it can be a leave-in. I typically let my liquid be a leave-in. After my hair is wet, I'll spray. Because my hair is color treated, and I've never did a porosity test, but I feel like I know my porosity is a little like in the middle towards, but I do try to add a lot more moisture to it, only because my hair is color treated. So I'll do a creamy leave-in as opposed to like a liquidy leave-in. I just like creamy leave-ins. I don't know why, that's just me. And then I'll do argan oil because I just like how argan oil absorbs into my hair better. If I do castor oil, I normally do it if I have braids. Like with the elixir, I'll normally do the elixir in my scalp if I have braids for my scalp, because castor oil on my hair is too heavy for my hair. And then I'll do whatever type of moisture milk or curl cream for my cream, and that's a good way to ensure proper moisture in any porosity level, any hair texture. That's what I normally do. The LOC method is your friend.
The LOC method is perfect, and if you're going to use the LOC method, knowing what your porosity is, it'll determine what oil you're going to use in your LOC method, whether or not it's going to be a high or low.
Hi Tana, thank you. Your friend okay, we look forward to seeing you, Miss Tana Freeman. I'm trying to see your face so I can recognize you when you walk in the door. I'm like, hey Tana.
Alright, so let's check. You think it's been 3 minutes yet?
Sure.
It looks like it's still kind of
to the top.
It's kind of at the top, kind of going. It's definitely not in the middle.
Is it in the water?
It is. There's some in the water.
I probably should have did one strand. I did like a cluster of hair. All right, hair. Like low.
It looks like it's kind of low. It's definitely still floating at the top. It's not. It hasn't gone from the surface.
I'm gonna take the phone off so they can see it. How I switch this thing around? Probably just gonna do it like that. Can y'all see that? Can y'all see it?
Look at it from the side view so they can see where it's floating at from the side. That's good. It's in camera.
Okay.
So
yeah,
you can see it's floating there at the top and hasn't sunken down all the way into the water, which would make it to be in the middle.
But it's not floating on top though, either. So it kind of absorbed into the water a little bit. So, but it's not.
Kind of loaded. It's
kind of
low, medium,
almost to the medium because it's in the water. It's just not.
It's like low, medium. So you kind of. And our strands, some people's strands are really like in between like that.
And I will say, I have a very rough cuticle. When we did the sister lock class, and I think that's also due to the color. It sounded like I was scratching a DJ thing. It was like, it felt like it was a bumpy. So, you know, it is pretty. Mel's saying, hold a piece of paper.
Okay.
Behind the bowl.
All right.
So that she can see it better. Is it better?
I think thanks for that.
Is that better? Can you see it now?
I think that definitely does help. You can see that hair is floating on the top. It's floating there.
Can't tell if you can see it better. It's not really helpful at this angle, I don't think.
Maybe.
Because it's like the reflection of the water is making it look weird.
Yeah. But you can
kind of
see
see it a little bit though.
Probably not my hands all in the way.
Like, hello, Mel, can you see it?
Give us some thumbs up.
She can see it now.
All right,
okay, cool.
Yeah, it's moving down now, so it's at the top. It's floating, but it's definitely not sinking.
So normal.
So you're pretty much normal.
And that is true because I don't really, well, I won't say I use anything, but I've never had an experience with a product that I was just like, oh, this was horrible.
Right.
For my hair. It just was more so I didn't like the smell.
Right.
I didn't like to use it.
And for me, I'm more on the low porosity side because it will just sit. Like it will just
like
sit
I said earlier, CeCe's curls are a lot tighter than mine too.
Yeah, the products will just sit, and if I use anything too heavy, like I just feel it on my hands, or when it's transferring on like my pillowcases or on my scarf or anything like that, it's just sitting. Whereas if I use the lighter oils and massage it in, it's like perfect. Like grapeseed oil is my best friend. Like I love grapeseed and olive oil.
And maybe it's due to like the past, like when hairdressers used to be bumping curling, they just thought the heavier it was gonna last. Heaviness honestly is suffocating to the hair and the shaft. So you want to, even in the high porosity hair, you don't want your hair to feel like you just had an oil sheen, ultra perm, soul glow dripping, you leaving stains on suede couches.
Listen, because you know back in the day we used to get them wraps and they used to go and had to break that cast seal with that heavy behind Kimi oil.
See, that's beyond my time, but I do know what doobie. I've seen some doobies.
The Kimi oil is, the wraps used to be a little crunch.
It was a crunch after
so
you came from
to have that Kimi oil to kind of break that cast. But like right now, if you want your hair flowing and things like that, you
want that bounce. Even in me being natural, I still want. I don't want my hair to be like stuck. I want it to be like this. Like, oh my god, it's bouncing. Now keep in mind, I just washed my hair the other day, so it looks pretty awesome.
It is behaving, honey.
But and I was filthy because I didn't wash it in like 3 weeks, but that's also another live that we gonna talk about, how not to be disgusted like me, and you want to make sure you wash your hair.
Do we have any questions?
Any other
Do we have any questions?
Any concerns?
Any questions that we can answer for you as far as porosity, your type of porosity test, product recommendations, and anything like that. Treatments that we have for low and high porosity here at Blue Sage Hair Wellness. Because we got them for you.
We got all the treatments.
We got them.
Y'all already know we got all the treatments.
We got the treatments.
Not even for hair, scalp, all of that.
Hair loss, porosity.
We got lasers. Low, we futuristic with our treatments. We got lasers.
We got.
We got a laser.
Listen, we got oxygen. We got the oxygen treatments for your scalp for hair loss and for extreme moisture.
Realign the mints. We do cars. We do don't let something for a car. Give me my realignment and my tires. Well, they do realign your tires. What am I talking about?
They do.
They realign.
They do. That's why it sounds so familiar to you. They do. We gonna realign and rotate this hair. That's what we gonna do.
Miss Ida said Miriah CeCe. I'm just saying. I try to
That's
be,
why I'm here. I'm here to bring her back
coming with
when
y'all.
she go too far.
So y'all not the only ones who y'all think just because we stylists we don't go through this stuff.
Well, I think we actually go through more because we don't do what we supposed to do for ourselves. We don't give the care that we give to y'all that we give to ourselves. We care more about y'all than we do for us.
Do as I say, not as I do.
Did you just blow on the screen?
I did. She said oxygen. She said, you picked up on that, Mel. Why you not on the clock, Mel? Ain't you at work today?
Come on, put our customers on blast. Don't put our viewers on blast. It's the afternoon. Most of our viewers is at work.
Mel is still at work.
That's fine.
I know her schedule.
That's fine. We'll put our viewers on blast.
She on break. We're going to say she on break.
We need all of our viewers.
I feel like it says we have 5, but I don't see
everybody don't comment. Everybody just watch.
Oh, but I wish I want to say hi to them. Hey, I wish I could see who y'all are.
But if you have found this helpful, give us some hearts and give us some likes
love
and all of that good stuff. and let us know that, you know, we giving y'all
and
some
also,
valuable
I'll say
information.
this: let us know what else y'all want us to talk about in our next
give us some
live.
topics
Because
and
honestly,
stuff.
everybody knows I talk a lot, but sometimes I don't know what to talk about in these lives. I might just come on live and just look at y'all. I don't know.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
You know, and I mean,
We
I
here
know.
to give information. Ain't nobody got
Or
time
a
for
late lunch.
that. Thank you.
Yeah, because normally,
Who you talking about, me?
she hasn't met you. Because normally, everybody on.
Oh, okay.
And
Yeah, I'm here on the 10.
why is the camera all glitchy?
Oh, it did. It's kind of free.
Why?
So we wish or not.
Jeez.
So maybe we.
All right,
we
so
might be having some technical difficulties.